This is John Opinion in the Sports. And today, I'm going to do an analysis of pretty much all the defensive players. And I went along and looked at some of their stats and PFF rating. But I think I'll jump right into it. I'll start with Dexter Lawrence. We'll start with the big guys on the inside, the strongest part of our team. But actually, looking through the stats, seeing that Dexter Lawrence was second on the team in quarterback hurries, which was surprising to me. Uh, I knew that he was getting great push in the pocket. I did not realize he was getting that many hurries, though. From watching the tape, he definitely needs to learn a few more moves. But Dexter is sneaky quick for his size, and I believe he'll be a staple on this line for years. The guy that I want to get us, I'm going to jump over to Dalvin Tomlinson. Oh, by the way, Dexter's PFF overall was 76.1, and he had 3 sacks. I don't really care. PFF, it's all subjective, their grading, but a lot of people like it, so I figured I'd throw it in. And hey, why not? Excuse me. Well, anyways, I really want to get Davin Tomlinson signed up to at least like a 3 or 4 year deal because he played great last year. Uh, he just uses a great level. Even when he's doubled, he just stays low. He blows up so many run plays, especially last year. And we saw him get to the quarterback more last year. Um, One thing I've noticed is Dalvin's his lateral quickness coming off the line is ridiculous. This last year was definitely his best year, and I just think the Giants would be wise to re-sign him. I think you saw him get a lot less doubles since when Williams showed up, and that's where you're seeing the leap. And let's get all right. So let's look at the grade. Dalvin's PFF was his overall was 78.1, and he had 4 sacks. 4 sacks. And next is the controversial player everybody is kind of on the fence about. Some like, some don't like. Is Leonard Williams. From watching him, he's just athletic, especially for a defensive tackle or three-tech end, you call it. I noticed that he's great at freezing a lineman at the snap. He'll give a little move to the left and right and freeze up the lineman. And you never really hear people talk about how Williams manipulates the line, and he really does. He's great at it. He definitely demands a double team on the inside. He really does, which in returns does open up for other players on the line. Um, yeah, 'cause Dexter needs a double, and you got Williams who needs a double. They're just to have them on the field together. It's so valuable, uh, and it's got to be a nightmare for a lineman. But heaven sent for the edge rushers. He's Williams is pretty fast. I think he's fast enough. Say if we Zimenez or a couple of our edge rushers were to get hurt, I really think he could play on the outside. Say we could play a game or 2 or 3, and just line up more 4-3. And I think he could play on the edge on a 4-3. I think he's quick enough. So I think it gives us by having him, it gives us options because say these guys get hurt, we put Williams on the outside. Then we got B.J. Hill who can slide in defensive tackle. So yeah, he's nice to have on the team. His PFF grade was his overall was 70.6 last year. He only had 1 sack. Wasn't great. He did get a bunch of quarterback hurries, a bunch of pressures. The one thing I don't like about him is when he gets double teamed, it's like it's over. It's done. He don't knife. Some defensive tackles can get sideways and get through. It's just it's over. It's almost like I don't know if he thinks, hey, my job's done. I got the double. But yeah, that's what I noticed. And next, I'm gonna talk about a player that I am so excited for. I love this kid. He's one of my favorite players, and next year I'll probably be watching him on a snap on defense. But that's O'Shane Ximines, and he stepped up again last year. He was pretty good, especially in that Eagles game. I think he gave us a glimpse of what he could be, his potential. He is so good with his hands. That's my favorite thing about him, the way he uses his hands. And he's not just a one-trick pony. He's got a great swim move, and he's got the power to rip. He'll give a swim and a rip, and it's pretty crafty, especially when he goes to the inside. But he can rush from either side, left edge, right edge, don't matter to him. And he's got great inside and outside moves. He's just an all-around good rusher, and he just needs time. I think this might turn out to be Gettleman's best pick in the end, and I really do believe he has the potential. And next season he'll get the opportunities. Departure Marcus Golden, I think he'll do good. Um, I saw his 4.5 sacks and 45%. I really think he got an 8, 9, 10 sack next season if he's full time on the left or right. His PFF grade was 60.8, and he had 6 sacks. Okay, so the next is David Mayo. He might, I think he might be Gettleman's best signing, free agent signing. He isn't flashy, but he just gets the job done. Last year, especially against the run. I mean, he is a run stuffer. I'm glad he got the multi-year deal he got in the offseason because he earned it. In my opinion, he really did. He earned it. He's just great for depth for our team. Uh, I believe he graded as one of the best run stuffing linebackers in the NFL, not just his team. But he's for sure better than Ogletree. But my great auntie, is better than Ogletree. Anybody's Ogletree. Well, Fackrell did. Oh no, excuse me. His PFF grade was 72.8. Pretty damn good. Um, I didn't want to do like Marcus Golden. He's not here. Probably not going to be here. But I did since the Fackrell signing and the Martinez guys. I went back and I watched most of their games. Anyways, Fackrell's PFF grading was 62.4 last year. I know it was a lot better the year before. PFF was, I watched a video they were saying like he actually improved with this and that and this and that. If you're interested I did make a video on him, I believe, if you're interested in watching it on YouTube. Anyways, but he's just a long guy. Yeah, and the one thing I like about him is he can get pressure while people are engaged in blocking with him. Um, 2 years ago, we had that 10.5 sack season. He only had 1.5 last year, but I don't know. I just don't know how he's going to work out in this system. It could. It's so hit or miss with him. Um, he just didn't finish last year for whatever reason. I'm gonna hold out hope for Lenzo Carter for one more year, and hopefully Carter and Fack will split up the time while O'Shane is full time edge rusher. On the left, I prefer. I'm just not expecting much from Fackrell, but maybe his connection with Coach Graham can give Fackrell a bump in production. I don't know. Time will tell, but that's a wild card, I suppose. Yeah, 62.4 is his PF rating. And Blake Martinez. So here's the signing that everybody hates. It really wasn't a great signing, but I think it gives us stability uh, that we need. Blake Martinez, he should be the best inside linebacker we've had since Antonio Pierce. I mean, a lot of you guys don't like this signing, but I'm not one of them. I'm not one of them people that don't like it. First off, Martinez is a bright kid. He is. He's smart. Um, he's young. So if this is a good coaching staff, he can still improve. He can still, he can still come in here and improve. I think he's better in the pass game than he gets credit for. And I watched a lot of tape, and even from what he said, coaches have said, in Green Bay, they used him as a cleanup role. He just sat back and just cleaned up. Anything that got through a line, he just cleaned up. Had a lot of zone. I don't think he was used properly. I believe Martinez quickly next year will change fans' opinion on him. And he is an underrated blitzer. He'll do good. I think he'll do good here. And he did have a pretty bad his overall PFF grade was 58.7, not great. And the next person I'm going to talk about is something I'm excited about. He got hurt. Jabril Peppers. He got hurt kind of early in the year, but he's just a freak athlete. I know you guys all want Isaiah Simmons and all that. Well, he's Isaiah Simmons pretty much. He ain't as big and as fast. Well, he's as fast, but he ain't as big. But I mean, he might be our. You never know. I mean, he could be our best player in the secondary after next year, or the year after. I put him at second right now, behind Bradbury. It just sucks so much he got hurt last year again. He's got great potential. I know you keep hearing this for all these players. Potential, potential. We have to start seeing it here sooner or later. Um, I think he's got the talent to be a top five safety. I'm for real. I really do. And he's a great leader. I don't know if you guys seen videos of him in the locker room. We're talking. He's a great leader. It appears, at least. I mean, you never know all show, but it seems like he's a great leader. Everyone says he's bad in coverage, but I thought he held his own last year. Um, he started off a little slow the first couple games, but the last few games where he got hurt, he was really good. And if he can stay healthy and is used properly, I think the sky's the limit. So I'm another hopeful for the right system to get in place, and he can be used to his strength. And my absolute favorite player last year on the team, Julian Love. He might turn into one of the most versatile players. I mean, I think he is. But he didn't play most of the year, but when he finally played, wow, he was great. From watching the tape, Love seems like he just gets it, man. He really does. He's always in the right place. He sees the field really well because he's always he's always in the right place. And he just looks so smooth out there. I think the decision to sit him out the first 11, 12, 13 games was the right decision. Because, I mean, he just seems so structured. Judge will love Love. Get it? But from the tape, he might be the most fundamentally sound guy on the team. Love will be my favorite player to watch next year. I have no doubt he's going to be good. And finally, that brings it down to dun dun dun. DeAndre Baker. This kid is a pain in my ass. He's not the greatest athlete. Oh, by the way, Julian Love graded out at 70.5 overall. Yeah, but this pain in the ass DeAndre Baker, he's not really a great athlete, but he's definitely physical enough to play in this league. I'll say that when he's awake, obviously. He struggles in zone. We've definitely seen, but he definitely did get better towards the end of last year in zone, and just all around. In the last 6 games, he's a much better press man corner. He can be good, but when a wide receiver gets behind him, I just put my head in my hands. He doesn't have the catch-up speed. He's got good lateral quickness. I noticed that, which helps him with slants and drags. There was times his effort was poor, and I'm not a huge fan of that. And I hope he can get that turned around. And whatever. Honestly, that's where I'm at right now with it. Whatever. Anyways, that's my breakdown of the defense. And hey, please hit the like, subscribe. Uh, I'm gonna keep this thing going. We're gonna keep it going here. Giant Opinion Sports, and stay safe.